Hey y'all, welcome back to a new vlog. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, and this week we're going to talk about running in your 30s. Because running in your 30s is completely different than running in your 20s. The things that I used to do, jump on the treadmill, wearing anything with any type of shoes, running anywhere, it doesn't cut it anymore. And so we're going to talk about that and all the things that I've done in the past few months now that I've really taken running a little bit more serious, and my experience. My hair is dumpster and twisted. I'm probably take it out later today to go out. But yeah, so let me get dressed so I can get out of this house because I'm running a little bit later than I want to be. First things first, you need to have a good bra. That Target medium, thickness bra that doesn't hold you well, it's just not gonna work. Don't ask me the name of this one, but this is from Nike. Of course, I will link it below. I don't have a ton of links, but it's one that I bought off the website. I feel like it's always available. You're gonna have to hold your girls down. I don't care how big or small they are, because the friction that comes with running could also irritate under your boobs. Things that probably wouldn't worry you in your 20s are definitely gonna concern you in your 30s. I'm also gonna tell you, get you some good shorts. These aren't even my best or favorite shorts. They're just ones that I know are gonna work because I have a shorter run today. But if I'm doing a longer run, I'm doing compression, the tightest, most quality leggings I have, and they're also from Nike, and I'll insert a picture of them. And because you need to hold it together when no matter your size, when your body is not compressed when you're running, it doesn't allow for the blood flow to function as well, but also it just feels like you're all over the place, and you want to kind of get rid of that. Again, things that you wouldn't really consider in your 20s because you're a little bit leaner, you may just not really care as much, and blood flow usually isn't an issue. But as we age, those types of things start to creep up on us. The next thing is socks. I run in all type of socks I've had for years, socks that, I bought it from the store, like nothing serious. And I can tell you, when I went to Roadrunners, which is like a professional running place, and we'll go by there, show you their process and some of the things that they do to help you get ready to run. Life-changing. These are a medium. They have like a thinner sock, a medium, and then like an extra thick sock. I didn't want to do extra thick, and it's really just for the comfort of your sock. We're going to talk about shoes a little bit later, but that's kind of just the process that gets you out and moving. And again, when you first get started, you don't want to invest a ton of money because you're not sure if like this is what you really want to do. But as you start to get more serious, I would definitely say these are the things you need to know, like things that I wish I knew, but I just didn't really think about it because I'm like, I work out all the time. Baby, this is different. This is different. Let's get out of this house because, again, I run a little bit later than I want to do. It's been raining really bad here, and typically I'll go to a trail, but today we're going to go to the track.
Hey, in the imaginary world, yeah, that's where I do my best work. That's where I put myself first. In fiction, you just can't get hurt. In the imaginary world, in the imaginary.
So I finished the intervals on the track. That went really well, better than I expected. I'm not a big fan of the track, but it worked out well, and I have so much more in my tank. So I'm about to go run a mile. I came to the further end of the belt line, closer to Trader Joe's, because I need to go to Trader Joe's as well. So I was gonna just kill two birds with one stone. So I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's, get a coconut water, drink that, and then go run this mile. Finish that mile in 10 minutes and 55 seconds. I think that's my fastest mile so far. Going to Trader Joe's, just want to get rice. But oh my God, who am I? But that's the part of running, right? You'll see the progress quickly if you just be consistent, right? Like just a few weeks of consistency, you can see improvement and you'll feel so much better. So nutrition, I think, is the other thing that we take for granted in our early 20s, but restarting running in my 30s. I gotta be serious. I do not like mushy things, but I'm gonna try these overnight oats from Trader Joe's. They're 230 calories, but it comes with 6 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber. The sugar's low, it's only 8 grams, but it's gonna stick to my stomach. I also could just make oatmeal at home. I really like warm oatmeal sometimes, but sometimes you just don't have time for that. So I also got some Greek non-fat yogurt. It has 11 grams of protein. Like, protein is super, super important. And it has 60 milligrams of sodium to kind of replenish what I had. I'm going to eat this one at home because I'm going to add some crunch to it. But I'm going to try to eat this now to see how I feel. So let me try it. So I can already tell I ain't going to like it. Hold on. It's a little tart, soft. I probably wouldn't get it again. I'll just probably make regular oatmeal and make it at night or as I'm leaving for my run so I can eat it when I get back. But this is very liquidy, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat it no matter what. I'm looking for a napkin because it's spilling all over the car, which is why my husband said I can't eat in his car when he gets a new car, which is fine. It's fine. So I think that's one of the other things, but I'm gonna get home, get settled, and then follow back up on a few other things, and then we'll continue this conversation later. So I am showered and settling into work for a couple of hours. When I got home, I unloaded all of the Trader Joe's stuff, and then I told y'all I had that Greek non-fat yogurt. I only bought one just to see if I liked it. It was really, really good. So it had 0% milk fat. The other ones at Trader Joe's has like whole milk, and I just can't handle that. But this was actually really, really good. And like I said, the protein was really high, which I really needed as well. It's kind of high in sugar. It has 15 grams of sugar, but you win some, you lose some. Then I also had a Caesar salad with the turkey sous vide, like tenderloins from Trader Joe's. So I can tell you, being healthy and working out, especially later in your life, is a full-time job. Between getting the time and finding the time and the rhythm of when you should work out, getting there, doing the workout, cooling down, recovering, eating healthy, hydrating, like all of that can be overwhelming, but it's a part of the process. And my theory is like, if you don't work out now, like the impact of that is going to be felt later. And so it's just easier to do something, even if it's not the most extravagant or intense workout, versus doing nothing. Like, do something. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about shoes and gear and all of the little things that people kind of overinvest or, you know, create obstacles in their own way, and say that they can't do something because they don't have X, Y, and Z. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tomorrow, and I'll take you guys on my recovery workout because I did an extra run today so that I can have a full day of recovery and not be stressed about getting my last 2 runs in this week. So I did that 1 mile, which was such a great run, like the fastest mile I've had in a while. So tomorrow's Thursday. So Friday I'll do the speed run, and then Saturday I'll do the long run, and then move on to next week. I'll do a recovery day on Sunday, which will probably be a walk, and I'll take you guys along with that as well. But my encouragement for you, no matter what size you are, no matter if you've ever worked out before, if you're a mom, a busy parent, whatever, is just to do something. Like what I have started to do as well, is to take my kids on the trail with me on the weekends. It's fun for them to ride their scooters or to walk and run with me, and just to get them engaged. We play tennis together. We play basketball. I mean, we don't play. We play around, right? And stuff like that. And so it's like, I know that it may be hard, it may be difficult, but you can do it. And I wish sometimes that we have more examples of the complex choices that we have to make, and how hard it can be, knowing that we have restrictions in life, whether physical, mental, or otherwise. That kind of keeps us from that. So we'll continue this conversation. I may be going to dinner with my mentee. We talked about it, but I'm not quite sure. So if we do, I will bring you along for that as well. And then check back in with you guys on tomorrow's workout, where we'll get a little bit more into the gear that I use, what I started with, what I use, you know, if I'm on a longer run or a shorter run. And then just like, you know, any questions you have, I'm definitely here to answer, and we'll of course expand in future videos as well. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm about to get to work. All right, so I am going out to eat, and I was just trying to find something to throw on. The little vest that I wanted to throw on didn't work, And then I had this like a cute little summer dress, but the zipper part is missing, like the external part for the zipper. Hold on. Between the video playing in the background and the kids screaming, I needed to silence things. But yeah, I thought this was gonna be like a cute little summer dress. And I don't know if you guys can really fully see it, but yeah, that's not gonna work. So the external zipper part isn't working. So I'm gonna still try to put on these, what are they? Marissa, whoever, somebody, pants. I have to steam them real quick. And then just a basic tee. And then I'm gonna return all this stuff from the runway. Let me just put the photo down so you can see it a little bit. It's just, it'd be a lot going on the floor. That's why I don't really go down too far. But like, this is the whole dress. Like, it would have been super cute. It was just like a little dinner with my mentee, who's also a lawyer who graduated from law school a few years ago. But now I gotta change things. And I just really wasn't in the mood to actually getting up and out. And now I'm running late per usual. All right, so I'm ready to go. I bought these shirts before I went on vacation this last time. And I didn't think that it would dress up well, but this is the first shirt I pulled out because the other shirt that I wanted didn't work out. So I decided to just like put on some heels and then wear this bag. Let me see if I can show y'all. Wear this bag that I haven't been able to wear yet. My husband bought it for Mother's Day. So little Coach bag. I don't even know when's the last time I've had a Coach bag, but this is definitely just like something that I like. I'm a simple girl. I wears my stuff, okay? Wears it down. Like, there's never a time when I'm not gonna wear my stuff. I don't care. Name brand, non-name brand, luxury, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna wear my stuff. So I'm gonna throw everything in this bag, which isn't gonna be much, and we're gonna head out and go meet up with my mentee. So I will see you guys at the restaurant, smelling and feeling good, and then yeah, let's get out of here.
Came up on some dollar stun like daddy on my mama, hallelujah. My nigga, I ain't tripping, slipping, falling for about what these niggas talking. Get your roll on Stephen Hawking, power to you. I tried and I can't give a fuck, I just don't know how. You niggas' mouths is always running, ain't said nothing profound. They got me isolated, meditating, letting no sound. They bickering about some politics and proper pronouns. That's why I'm distant, dipping, cooling somewhere with my shawty. I'm rolling up that weed she cooking, turning on that shawty. I visualized it in my head.
I love open kitchen.
See, Lauren knows what he does. I've been wanting pound cake for the longest.
Good morning, y'all. It is Thursday. Yesterday was a little bit hectic. Me trying to make it to dinner on time. Traffic in Atlanta was nasty work. It was also raining, or like about to start raining on my way there, and on the way back it was raining. It was tons of accidents. Like, it was just chaotic. Went to Mission Market, which is like a place I've been to before. It's Buckhead Restaurant Week. Didn't know nothing about it. So that was cool. I went right to bed when I got home, which was pretty, I think I got home at like 9 or 10. Maybe like closer to 10. I finally went to bed and I woke up at like 3 something. Didn't want to lay around, so I got up and I'm gonna clean up my room a little bit, straighten it up, and I'm going to start the recovery process. My hip has been bothering me for a month or so. Like, it's just annoying, and I'm gonna try to get some work done because I don't want to be stuck in my office all day. I want to try to get this project done so I can move on and then start the rest of the project tomorrow or like later this evening. So I'm also returning my Rent the Runway because most of the stuff that I wanted to wear I've either worn or didn't fit. And so again, I love the Rent the Runway process because you're literally putting it all back in the bag, dirty and all, and then it goes. So that's super, super helpful. But that is my goal for this morning. Hopefully I'm gonna try to get an early workout, get showered, all of that. So like I can have just like a chill day, and maybe get outside. But it's like supposed to rain again today. Like the weather has been crazy. Like it's good because it's like cooler and it's not so hot, but it's also like raining all the time. It's really messy and like traffic is crazy. So I'll catch back up with you guys and kind of bring you into my recovery process a little bit, because I think that's one of the key things, right, to running is making sure you recover. What I wanted to talk about with dinner. I don't drink a ton. I've never drunk a ton. That's just not my thing. But you know, even when you go out, you might sometimes have the urge to just like get a little bit of a drink. But it dehydrates you. It makes it again more difficult for recovery, harder to wake up the next day. And so because I already don't drink, it's just like it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? For me, it's not a big deal. But for you who may be socialized, like you may socialize a lot, just being conscious of how much you're intaking and how much you're drinking, understand that may make your recovery process just a little bit more difficult. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about dinner last night. Because I remember while we were bringing it together to just, you know, I go out and I make sure I enjoy and eat what, you know, makes sense for me, but also understanding that I'm gonna deal with the consequences of having a heavy dinner. And that's probably why I'm up against my stomach, because I feel too great. Like I had dessert, which I typically don't have when I eat out. And so that's just kind of my thought process. But yeah, we're gonna talk about recovery in a second and a couple different tools that I use before I start my workout.
Sounded like a real nigga anthem. Shawty saw my wallet, now.
So one of the things that people always tell you to get when you start to do recovery is a gun. This is like a cheap version. I think I got it from Amazon. It worked really well at first. Now it's not that great, but it's just because like it won't turn off, so like the battery dies pretty frequently. But overall, it works pretty well. You know, it has percussion. I think there's a box with some other pieces in there, but I think this is great because of those very painful points in your body that you get just from every day, like, oh, my back hurts, oh, my neck hurts, oh, this. But when you work out, it's just gonna be even worse, like especially when you run. So like I said, my hips been bothering me, so I'm gonna work on my hip. And then my shoulders actually been really tight as well, and I want to work and do the rower later today. So I want to make sure that that is loose, because that motion, right, is only going to make that a little bit more tighter. But yeah, I definitely think this, I mean, you can spend the money on the Theragun. You can get a cheaper option until you decide that that's something you really want to do long term. But I don't think this is a bad option. I definitely think I want to get a mini Theragun to travel, because when I travel, of course, you're stuck and you're cramped, and it can just be really, really annoying. The next thing is a foam roller. She is painful. She is not fun. It's like torture. But it gets to the places that you'll never be able to get to on your own. I have a Peloton app, and sometimes I'll do like a 10-minute foam roll with one of the instructors, and it's crazy. Like you'll be screeching, but you'll feel so much better after, because it just gets into that deep, deep tissue. I also suggest, of course, getting like monthly massages, increasing it sometimes even more if you're doing a ton of runs, because you want to push out that lactic acid, but also because you want to be comfortable, right? Like you don't want to be injury prone. You don't want to hurt yourself because you're over extending yourself. And so that's kind of key too, right? Like knowing the limits of your body, understanding, like I can feel when my hamstrings start to get tight. I don't want a hamstring injury. Like that could be just completely deter me and make me incapable of running. So I don't want that. So those days I'll walk, or I'll just take a rest day and do stretching and like other stuff, or I cycle to push some of that like muscle tension out versus without putting a lot of stress, right? So cycling on a stationary bike is not as stressful, of course, as a regular bike, but it allows sometimes you to stretch your muscles in ways that you won't be able to do if you're just sitting cramped up. So those are the two tools that I'm going to use this morning before I get my workout on, because I can feel my muscles are extremely tight. And then, like I said, I'm going to do some recovery workouts, and then we'll talk later about just like other gear and tools and things that I use that I never used this in my 20s. Never. Yeah, I was just running and having a good time. and doing whatever I wanted to do in my 20s, running all kind of crazy splits and doing all kind of workouts and exercises that, you know, were fun and exciting, and ladders, and just crazy. A good time. In my 30s, it's not the same story. I'm in my late 30s. I'll be 38 this year. So the things, the tools and tricks of the trade, in your 30s, you're going to have a collection of things. You're going to collect a ton of things over time. And if you use them properly, you'll be able to navigate, you know, just some of the things that are a little bit more challenging. Oh, I'm going to pull out one more tool that I forgot that I have. I haven't used it in a while, but I'm going to use it today as well. The third thing is this, okay? It's like a little roller, and you roll it, my God, down, like just manually, right? And it, again, it helps with blood flow. It helps releasing some of that lactic acid, some of that tension from your muscles, especially around the areas which potentially could lead to injuries. And I think that's what we have to be more cautious of. I mean, you always need to be thinking about injuries at any point of your, you know, health and wellness journey. But baby, in these 30s, we're going to be more injury prone, right? We've put so much more pressure on our body and time, right, on our body. And so we want to make sure. So this is another one when you are working from home or even just getting home from work, taking this and rolling and pushing, you know, your muscles. And again, for blood flow, but also for the release of muscle tension is so key to do injury prevention. So let me get my recovery on before I go out to the garage, which is not the most beautiful scene, but it works, okay? Go out to the garage to do some recovery work.
You always make me feel like, oh yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone, yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying.
All right, so we're gonna jump into this 10-minute foam rolling class. Focus with Hannah on the Peloton app. I don't know if I'm gonna record it, or if I do, if I'm gonna keep it in here, because it is not cute. Like, it's just not a cute, sexy. It doesn't even gotta be sexy. It's just not cute. Like, you just look crazy. But foam rolling uses this. I have a shorter foam roller than she used on the video, but it all works just the same. So let's get to it. I did about 10 minutes with the pressure gun, and then I'm gonna also use the manual one on my hip, because again, my hip is hurting pretty bad. Look at this. And so we are going to, yeah, get some of this pressure out, because I think it's like the between my lower back and my hip that's just causing the pain. So recovery. And you could always, like, of course, get this stuff professionally done. You don't have to do it yourself, but of course that just costs money. But I'll post the place that does it. Like, Stretch Lab is one of the places that's out here. Of course, you can go like a chiropractor. That's my morning alarm. A chiropractor or physical therapist. Like, if you can create a plan for your recovery as well. So that's something to consider. So I just finished that 30-minute cycling class. I did 6.37 miles. I didn't really sweat. I usually start to sweating once I stop working out. Pretty pass about it. And my goal was just to get my body moving for the day. I'm about to do 15 or 20 minutes on the rower and then do a stretch. Typically I do a stretch in the garage, but I have put up this table, I don't know what I was in the garage, and I haven't taken it down. And so I'll probably go back in my room and do like a 10-minute just post-workout stretch. And my workout is done for the day. It's kind of been elongated because I wanted to do the massage stuff as well. So that's kind of why it took so much longer, but I feel good and I'm not feeling guilty about not running today, about not doing something more intense. It's literally just a part of the process. So I'm about to jump on the rower and do that. I'm definitely starting my watch for the rower because it's not going to track, because it's a hydro and not a Peloton, and I'm going to use the Peloton app for the class. So I have my gloves, which is just helpful to avoid any calluses. I don't usually use them when I lift because I don't lift that heavy, but I definitely use them when I row just for a good grip. And sometimes if I start lifting heavy again, I'll definitely use them. So yeah, let's get to rowing.
The way you move it, gotta get into it. Come on, let's just do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Work, let's do it. Let's do it. Nike tip, make it plays, going stupid. Get to it, let's move it. Gotta put it work, show me.
All right, so recovery is done. I did the 10-minute foam rolling. I did 10 minutes with the gun. I'm also going to do some manual muscle release work later as well. And then 30 minutes just cycling on the bike, no pressure, no intensity, just kind of staying in a good pace. I returned my Rent the Runway like on my phone. I'll drop that off a little bit later today as well. And then I did 20 minutes on the rower, which was very low intensity. And I think people who worry about the intensity of their workouts, balancing that low intensity workouts, those cycling classes, those swimming, rowing, anything that is physical, but is not just like consistently pounding on your joints, is going to, again, help with recovery, help you manage as you're just getting into running and stuff. So yeah, like that is definitely my advice. We're going to come back a little bit later and talk about gear. And I also want to talk a little bit about aesthetics, right? I don't have the perfect setup. Everything isn't as aesthetically pleasing. I work out in my garage. I run outside. I don't have a treadmill yet. I don't have an aesthetically pleasing place to work out yet. But it doesn't mean that it can't get done. And if that's what's limiting you, like, you need to just let that part go, because the results speak for itself outside of what it may look like in the process. Like, it may be cute to look a certain way, but at the end of the day, how you feel and what the results are that you desire is most important. So I'm going to do a 10-minute stretch and then just get ready for the day. And I'm excited to be done with my workout early because I've been up so early. My husband texting me now. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys in a little while when we go talk about gear and shoes. We may go to the running store because I do need more socks. I only bought one pack just to see how I like them because I work out multiple days. I run almost 5 days a week. I need another pack. So we will drop by there and talk about some of the basics as well. And hopefully one of the guys who helped me help you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, July 26th. I just stepped on the scale and I have not lost weight in months. I've been working out for years. I've been here in Atlanta almost 3 years. I've probably been working out and doing Pilates and bar for about 2 years, and at least 2.5 years. And I haven't really lost weight. Like, I have had moments, but never really consistently. And I lost 4 pounds. Very hard for me to lose weight. One, probably because I don't eat as clean as I should, or as much protein. Like, that part is just overwhelming for me. Like, eating a ton of protein just doesn't sit well on my stomach. Tried very different options, but it is what it is, and I'm getting better. But I weigh myself. I use an app called Fit Index and the scale that goes with it. Let me show you. This is the scale. And the app is on my phone, and it tracks everything. So I think what I like most about it is that it doesn't just track weight, that it also tracks your, so these are my numbers, and I'm okay with showing them. So it tracks your BMI, which whatever, but your body fat, your fat free body weight, subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, body water, skeletal muscle, muscle mass, bone mass, protein, BMR, metabolic rate. I got it off Amazon, like nothing serious. I've had it for a while. And you can determine what you want to track from. So like I've been tracking from January of 2023 when I really was like, okay, I've started moving, but I really need to lose weight. And the biggest that I was 227. I thought 225 was the biggest. I didn't even realize that I was that big. So 227, which is, I've never even been that big pregnant. I think when I turned 37 or 36, like my metabolism just went all the way down, and I just started gaining weight a lot more quicker. I've always been 185, 190, 200 if I was like pregnant or like just not taking right care of myself, but I've never been above 200. So being at 227 was like a wake-up call for me. My blood pressure was elevated. Like I needed to get myself together. It was the blood pressure that kind of really triggered it. I went to an appointment and my blood pressure was high, and I was like, I ain't taking a medication. So once I got my blood pressure down, lost a few pounds, and really started doing more cardio, I could see the difference. But I haven't lost weight, and I don't want to be in the 200s. Like I need to be I don't have a problem being 199. Like I could be between 190 and 199, but the 200s is missed. So it just doesn't feel good. You know, people was like, oh, you don't look like it. Doesn't matter if I feel it. And so that's the goal. But anyway, so I'm excited to go run. We're going to talk more about gear. I am going to show you what I have, but I don't like. I bought these running sunglasses from Amazon. My son had a pair from Marshalls, and I just don't like the way they sit. Like, even though they're like, the purpose of them is like they sit off of your face. I don't know, something about it I just don't like. And maybe I'll try them again today. I don't know if the sun's coming out. But I felt like when I sweat, it was just all over the place. Like, I don't know, it was just weird. So typically I wear these, and these are Balenciagas, but they don't, even though they sit a little bit on my face, they don't sit here. And like, I feel like they give me a little breeze, and I don't know, these have been the best ones of my personal glasses. I have a couple other pair that I've tried, and it's just not a good look. So I'm gonna wear what feels comfortable. Maybe I think they may be too light. So maybe if I got like some Ray-Bans, because those are, you know, cheap, and they had like a little bit of weight on them, that they wouldn't feel so light, and they're like all over the place. Sometimes I wear a hat, which is really good to stop sweating. If you're a heavy sweater, I just have on a headband today, but sometimes if I have like my hair done, if I have my a weave-in, I'll wear like a tight band, like 2 bands around my hair to stop some of the sweat, so my hair doesn't puff up too bad. But right now, we just living life, right? We're just living life, so that's not as big of a deal. And then, of course, headphones, and then I'm gonna show you my fanny pack. I've had this fanny pack for years and years and years. It's Reebok. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going out to buy a Lululemon one or any other brand. And it has an inner pocket and outer pocket. I'm sure I bought it from Marshalls. Most days I wear this. Today, because I think I'm gonna take my camera. I mean, if I'm not taking my camera, I'll just wear this. If I take my camera, then I'll wear the other piece that I'll show you guys when I go to the car. And again, I feel like, even though cheap may be easy, and it's cheap, right? I think sometimes the struggle with cheap is that the structure isn't there. So the vest that I wear, I think it's great, but the pockets aren't that great, like a perfect size. And I just feel like it is, it's just all over the place, right? Like, it's just not a good structure. So I've been looking at the Salomon ones, and that's gonna be like my treat when I hit my next goal weight. I thought my goal weight was 215, but my first set goal is 210 with a 25% body fat. Hopefully I can get my visceral fat to 11 or 12. It's really hard to lose visceral fat, which is the fat that is around your organs. You know, subcutaneous fats, like the fat kind of like around your belly. So my goal is to, of course, bring that down. But if I can reach my goal weight, like by my birthday, then I'll get it then. But my goal is not to get any other new gear until I reach my goal weight. Y'all, I haven't made it to Real Runners to get more socks. Hopefully today or tomorrow. But I did join, or hopefully I'll make it to Nike Run Club, Atlanta Run Club, I think it's called. It's like partnered with Nike. Sometimes they start at their stores, some of their runs, but today the start point is by Trader Joe's. And it starts at 8, so you can choose between 1 to 5 miles or a total of 11 miles. So I'll probably do 2 miles. I need to do a 30-minute run according to my app as well. So yeah, this morning I went to Trader Joe's the other day, so I got these little energy drinks. So I'm gonna probably drink this energy drink. I'm gonna eat half a banana, and then when I get back, I was gonna bring this protein shake with me, but I want it cold, so I'm gonna put it back in the fridge. I made one yesterday. I had a little bit left over, and then the nectarines have been on point this summer. Don't worry about my hair. I gotta wash it and do it today. But yeah, so I'm gonna record from my phone. Hopefully, I can make it at 8x8 and join them for a 2-mile run. They run Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays, and my goal is to get out as many times as possible just to help increase my pace, because most of the people who run with them run probably at 8 to 10 minute pace, if not faster. And I want to be able to start pushing myself a little bit more. When you're by yourself, you don't push yourself as much. And so I know people are joining run clubs for the social aspects, but I think it's also just a great way to pace yourself with people who've been running for a really long time. So I'll put some clips in after that, and hopefully that's a good experience. We're leaving the ice cream festival. Nice little walkthrough. Extremely warm today. One of my son had glaciers, which we've had before, and a boba, and then my other son had like a waffle and cookies and cream, and those two things together, not the glaciers, but the waffle and cookies and cream, and the boba was $30. I'm going home. And torrential downpour, raining for weeks, literally. And I've been trying to make it to Roadrunner to close out this video about running in your 30s versus your 20s, and we finally made it.
Yeah, I got you. We'll get you some new ones. All right, and then I'm gonna grab you a pair of socks.
Press the little camera button.
Yeah. Your right foot, bring it over to the middle of the arm. Yeah, there you go. And then bring your right heel as high as
So we're waiting for Adam to get some insoles.
It's Adam.
For his feet. I had did this whole process. You get on the treadmill, and then you get on this fit finder, and then it scans your foot and it shows you what your feet are like. It was very eye-opening, which we kind of already knew. They don't have shoes for kids, and like, I mean, he could wear men's shoes, but these are more performance shoes. But we're getting him some insoles. So, and I picked up the socks that I wanted. So listen, although I'm talking about running in your 30s and your 20s, I also think you need to be conscious of what you're doing for your kids who are in sports or even just everyday life, especially if you notice that they're super flat-footed or they have a really high arch, because I think we do things and we wear things that damage us. Shh, Bryson. And so that's kind of what we're doing. We've been talking about this for a while, and it was just perfect that we ended up coming up here on such a beautiful sunny day. So I'm going to close out this vlog, and we'll be back in a next week or so talking more about my running journey, my workout journey, some of the challenges that I've been having, and, you know, just the process of being in and going to my late 30s. I'll be 38 in August, and life has been so beautiful and so good, and I'm just excited.
All you got right now. I know I'm yours, babe.